What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. Um, the vibe curator is over there on the couch. We had a room switch. Like I've said in previous episodes, my girlfriend bought a house, and we are in this apartment until August 21st. So my room right now is kind of a mess between all my fly time material and then boxes, stuff that I'm going to be moving, um, all that good jazz. I can't stand moving. Um, that's kind of been part of the reason why I've been absent for a little bit. Life got pretty busy, man. My brother got engaged, not engaged, he got married at the end of June. Um, shortly after, my girlfriend and I went down to Florida for July 4th. I think I did one episode that week. Went down for July 4th and, got back. Life's been very, very busy. Very busy. And, that's kind of started to not take a toll on me. Like I'm not in like a bad way at all by any means, but I'm starting to get tired, man. You be running around for a damn solid brick there for a minute, you're gonna fucking tire out at some point, and that's what happened. So went down to Florida, kind of reset, got the brain back where it needed to be, recharged. Took a couple weeks when we got back. Was trying to schedule some podcasts, but honestly, it's probably a blessing in disguise that none of them got fucking scheduled. But you know what? Was starting to feel a little burned out there for a minute. Like any normal human being, we all get fucking burned out. And if I keep riding the burned out train and that fucker comes to a screeching halt, I just fucking explode and start going bananas. And I didn't want that to happen. So guess what? We took a couple weeks off of recording podcasts, if that's what needed to happen for me not to go absolutely mentally fucking insane. Between job, house stuff, and just didn't have time to do podcasts. And if I did, I probably would have spontaneously combusted and looked like a cartoon where like smoke was coming out of my ears just because my damn motor was running so fucking fast. But here we are. We're back. We got our first episode back. Once again, always thank you to the show partners that help make this all possible. A Fweta Coffee, Yeti Coolers, Trout Routes. If you want to get a month free of Trout Routes Pro, check out the link in the description to get that. Also, Cordina Eyewear. If you want to save on your shipping on your Cordina Eyewear orders, check out the show notes for the link or use code RISE_flies at checkout to get free shipping. Free Fly Apparel. Don't know if I mentioned them yet. But here we go. We got our first episode back. Gonna be a good one. We got Mr. Shea from Atollas on. If you don't know who Shea is, you should. He makes a damn good fly box. He is a repeat guest. When I've actually first started getting guests on this show, he was on, and we had a really good episode. Just an all-around super cool dude, very knowledgeable. Great guy. Charleston, South Carolina. He's a great fisherman as well. So he's coming on, give a little update on what his end's looking like, what his business is looking like these days. He's had some new stuff come out, and just all around have a chat, So hang tight. Shea will be on in a little bit, and I'm thinking this one's gonna come out tomorrow. My sister's birthday dinner is this evening, and I gotta run to that I gotta be down at my parents at 6:45 for that, and we're gonna be time crunching this motherfucker in here, but we're gonna get it done. So hang tight. Shay will be on in a little bit. Thank you guys for understanding that I was pretty burned out there for a second. Sorry for the lack of updates. Y'all rock. Get this train back on the fucking track. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have a familiar face back on the podcast. One of the best dudes in the industry, in my opinion. And should be in everybody's opinion too. But
I don't
if
know
you
about
don't,
that.
if this face is unfamiliar to you, I'm gonna kick it over to Shay to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan, and that was quite the kind intro. I don't know if I believe all of it, but certainly fun to hear. But hey, everyone who's listening in, my name is Shea Tighe. I am the founder of Atollas. We are a modular fly storage company. We are small, but I dare say mighty. Little crew that is trying to not reinvent fly storage, but just try to make it as good as we possibly can with the generous feedback of everyone who's been so kind to help us out along the way. So that's me.
Dude, since I last had you on here, man, like you guys have grown a ton, and it's been really cool to see.
Yeah,
nobody deserves it more, in my opinion. Like you're in Orvis now and all that good jazz, man. Like you're making the damn thing happen, that's for sure.
You know what, man? It's we're just trying to make as few mistakes as possible. And we're very grateful for the Orbis partnership that happened earlier this year. Shout out to the Orbis crew in Charleston. RIP that location. They ended up downsizing and restructuring and closed that location. But it's because of the folks over there that actually gave Atollas a chance. It was kind of like a tryout, as it were, for Orbis. The manager of that store, David Hans, he was so gracious in allowing me to bring my product in there and giving me feedback. And I was able to bring prototypes in there, and they would give me feedback on also like packaging, how to display it, like what draws customers in. And so I took that feedback, and it was because of those guys and girls over at that store location that helped me end up starting to make an impression Orbis at the combination wide level. So yeah, man, we're very thankful for it. It keeps us busy, which is nice.
Yeah, I bet it does, dude. And it's like you guys have definitely released products that are catering to the whole wide spectrum of fly fishing as a whole, which that has been super cool to see as well, dude. Like the micro box, awesome. Is it the one go that's the
one
the
geo.
trout box?
Yeah, I say so. The nomenclature, I say like 2 geo box, 1 geo box. But there was, when I first came out with the 2 geo box, there was this connotation of like to go, like a to go box. But I kind of just carried this go. So 1 geo, 1 go. You can say whatever you want it. But yeah, the wrong 1 geo is our kind of our trout box.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. Cause it's like I hopper dropper fish a bunch. It's like, you've been out to Montana, and it's like I love having my midges all in one spot to where like it magnets out there, and I can just go in if I fuck up and blast it and end up hanging up one in a tree. I want to just be right in and out quick,
right,
and have it back on a line. And it's been cool to see kind of like, I remember you showing me one of them, I think at Cast and Drafts when I was there with the snap. You're like, tell me how this is. Do you think this would be good? And dude, like stuff like that is awesome. Where you're going straight to people and asking the people that are going to be buying it what they think of it and not just kind of putting it out there. So, how do you usually go through like that whole process of launching a box, getting the prototypes out? That's something that always interests me.
Yeah, so I can walk you through the process. But basically, like and it's funny. I was speaking to a gentleman named Kevin Seabrook yesterday. He works at Orbis Charlotte. So kind of like
Oh,
up in your neck of the woods.
yeah,
And he was asking me the same question. First of all, the biggest thing that we do as far as when it comes to like he asked like what makes you decide what to come out with next. Um, and the answer is we don't know unless we ask. And we actually are proactive about getting feedback from our customers, our retail partners, partner fly shops, etc. We're pretty diligent at checking in and seeing like, hey, how are things are going, and what are you seeing out there? What's missing? What is something out there that could be improved? And usually they'll tell you. And so that's what's driven kind of like not only the design decisions for the products, but also when they're coming out. Because people are just like, why you're saltwater? Why don't you just go like right to the boat boxes? And it's like our feedback was like, do you have something smaller? That was the biggest piece of feedback we got. And so we knew that while personally and selfishly, like we're in Charleston, like I'm on redfish all day long. I like a bigger box with all my bigger flies. We knew that like the feedback was telling us that, hey, go smaller. The primary angler that is using our products is usually a wade fisherman. They are a trout fisherman. And That's usually the majority of customers that are finding us, and they want something smaller. So that's what drove the micro box and the one geo box. Um, but from there, once we know, like, okay, they want something smaller, then it's like, all right, what makes sense from like a tiered perspective, right? So we had the 2 geo box, which is kind of our first box we came out with. It was kind of a streamer box, kind of plays in both worlds. And then we decided the
yeah,
feedback told us to go smaller instead of bigger. So it's like, okay, do we go small or really small? And lots of feedback we got about the fly caddy was, hey, we love the fly caddy, but can you make a covered version? And at first we were like, well, is that like a sheath for the fly caddy? Is it like a removable cover for the fly caddy? And then as we started getting more feedback about, hey, like it'd be great if it was enclosed, majority of the way around. It would be great if they started explaining, they started sharing features of a box as opposed to a patch. And so we were like, okay, that sounds more like maybe a direction we can go with making like a box that has the same clip as the fly
yeah,
caddy. Um, we didn't know, but you don't know if it's going to work or not because there's weight to consider. There's like what needs to be in the box, how small is it, how big is it, does it need to
yeah,
have ventilation, that kind of stuff. And so you start really getting your requirements list down and figure out, okay, it's got to do A, B, C, D, and E, and you have your 2 buckets. You have your need to have and your nice to have. And the goal is to
yeah,
check out as many needs to have as you possibly can before you start picking out the nice to haves. But then you kind of run into a situation where you could be over engineering, like trying to get too cute. You may have seen those products out there that are like trying to like do everything completely different. Like we want to disrupt the space.
yeah,
We're not trying to do that. We're trying to make the space a little bit better. That's it. Like our attention to
yeah,
detail, I think, is where we want to focus on. We're not trying to change the way you store your flies. We're not trying to like come up with some new innovative material. We're just trying to take a proven experience that works and just make it better. And
yeah.
so you with me so far? I may like talk your ear
I'm
off about this.
100% with you. No,
Okay.
not at all.
So you got your requirements list down. You figured out like, okay, and then from there you start drawing. I'm a drawer, I'm a sketcher.
Yeah,
I've got my notepads and I have my sketches. I always use graph lined paper. I don't know if you can see like the
yeah,
lines. I always use
oh
graph line
yeah,
paper because it's easy to kind of roughly sketch out something that's like equidistant and kind of like scaled a little bit. Like you kind of feel contained and you don't let your imagination get away with you. And so I just
right,
start sketching things out. And I start looking. For some of our products, I'll put together like a vision board. I'll look up other
Yeah.
things out there, competitors, similar products, products that have nothing to do with fly fishing or the product, but just I love the design aesthetic. I love the direction of the product and how it looks and feels. And I'll have
Yeah.
my double screen and I'll just look at that. I'll be sketching, and then it just kind of comes together. Um, I'll sketch out maybe I'll get more refined, and then I'll kind of take it into Illustrator, which is a graphic design program. I don't have CAD
Yeah.
or anything like that, but that's kind of where I start getting measurements and start figuring out and start printing it out and seeing like how big it would be on a piece of paper in real time. And then from there, I go to Esme, who is, our director of marketing and strategy, and also my
Oh
partner in
yeah.
crime and wife. And she gives me tons of advice on all this stuff. Like, she has a great designer's eye, so I've got a phenomenal asset in her. Um, so then from there, we've got, an semblance. It's good enough to be able to then we can talk with our manufacturer. We can have a call, or I send over like a brief and be like, here's the project, here are sketches, here's like the profile, here's the side view, here's the back view. I'll kind of work out everything. Not everything will be solved for yet because I'm not an industrial designer. I can only take it so far. But then I have a
Right.
great team there that take them and start solving the final, kind of take me through the final mile and start helping me put together
Yeah.
like an actual 3D model of what I'm thinking. Then we tweak from there, and then boom, you get a prototype made, which is usually like this. It's like this. This is the prototype of our 3GO box, and so it's like
Oh, sweet.
50% there. It's got the shape and feel. The whole point of the prototype is to understand like if the functionality gonna work. Does the weight feel good? Does the size and everything feel good? And so you get that made. You start testing that out, and then you offer your feedback to the manufacturers, and then you finally bite the bullet and say, all right, I think we're ready. I've reviewed this a million times, and we say, all right, let's go ahead and let's get the production tool made, which is usually the most expensive piece of a consumer product. And that's where like you kind of start sweating bullets, because usually, man, like you feel like something, and it's a lot of money that you're kind of putting up against it. We're a small company, so like every dollar matters. Um, but then, yeah, after the we agree on the tooling, that's when they go and make a production sample, after the tooling is made, to make sure that, hey, like, did the prototype translate to the actual production ready product the right way? Is the closure right? Is the dimensions right? Is it feel right? And that for the 3GO box, that's actually going to be like next week. So like that's the stage we're at, because
Oh
that's the
wow.
final stage before you get to mass production. Like once you feel that production sample and approve it, then it's off to the races. So um, done it a few times, so it's kind of like the mapping is in my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, you kind of got it down to a science at this point, to where it's like, all right, we know what we're going to expect here, unless
Yeah.
unless our warehouse blows up or some shit hits the fan with outer
Oh man,
outer stuff. We know what we're getting.
that's true. Yeah, and you're right, man. And I'll tell you this: like you just said, like if it's like, let's say warehouse blows up, like, yeah, I wish we could say we had a warehouse. We'll get there. But we're not quite. We have a storage facility. But like we've been so lucky to not have any. I'll say, I take that back. We have had setbacks. We have had things we had to deal with. But we haven't had things that have been like just devastating. Like I know, like Hella
Yeah,
Dry, I think a year or two ago had like their
dude.
whole
Yeah, I forgot about that.
inventory, blow up in flames, and then the community came together and helped them out, and like, got them back there. But like stuff like that, we've been, knock
Yeah,
on wood, we haven't had anything that big happen to us. So but yeah, when you said that, it reminded me of that.
dude, I completely forgot that happened, and that I feel like that was kind of insensitive. But so,
Oh no,
if
it
anyone from
wasn't
Hella Dry
sensitive.
hears this,
It's life, man.
sorry
Like,
about that.
and they tell you what, those guys, they circled the wagons, and they got everything
Oh
back
yeah,
on track, and they're kicking butt. Like I don't know them personally, but I
dude.
follow
Yeah.
them, and like their stuff's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. They've been putting some crazy stuff out, man. Like, and it's really cool to see, because I do remember seeing that Instagram post. I was like, dude, that has to be one of like most horrible things you have to like
Cool,
get
devastating,
as
man.
like a
Like
business owner.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back from that, and they did. So they definitely got some grit. But
Oh
we've
yeah.
had a few things happen where we were like, oh shit. like, what do we do? And it's funny, man. Like, it's funny how life works out. Somehow, some way, we find a way through it. Like the first, the first issue we had. This is, are you okay if I tell like a story real quick? I don't know if you get off topic.
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
Well,
No
like, and I
worries at
hope
all.
your audience likes. I know we're a fly fishing podcast, but like, as much as I love fly fishing, which is why I'm in the industry, and product design and development and like the whole entrepreneurial journey is just like, it's a ride, man. Like, it's so fun.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so cool at the same time. But um anyway, the 2Geo box is coming out, right? It's our first fly box. We've put a lot of capital into it. We're super tiny, so we're just like, man, if this doesn't work, like, we'll just have to guess throw in the towel. So I get the production sample of the 2Geo box, right? And as I said to the audience here, that production sample is going to be a reflection of what all the other units are going to be like during mass production. So that's like, it's important that you get everything right here. And the production sample for the 2Geo box was great. Like, it closed, it opened right, it had the right feel and weight. We're like, this is it. They nailed it. Let's go. So we pull the trigger on mass production, get a couple thousand units ran, and the boxes come in after 3 months. And we've got the website staged. We've got like back orders kind of like right, or like pre-orders like kind of ready to go, that kind of stuff. And the boxes come in and we open up the first box and I open it and it like opens up very loosely. And I'm like, am I closing and opening it? I'm like, Esme, it isn't very tight. Like, it's not closing and clasping and the way it should, the way the production sample did.
Yeah.
And so we start going through and spot checking all these boxes and they came in the packages. And dude, they weren't closing. Like, some wouldn't even close.
Oh my God.
And we were just like,
holy crap.
Oh no. Yeah. And we actually, the way we found out, because we actually had a batch sent directly to, we had a batch came in and it was a fly shop that really wanted the boxes. And we didn't even check the opening and closing. They wanted them. They waited for so long. So we took the boxes out and then put them into a package for them and sent them off. Right. We didn't open and close them. Mistake number one. So they called us and they were like, hey, so like these boxes aren't closing. And we got it was like the 2 days before Christmas too. And the manager got on the phone with me, like a Zoom call. And I was like, I felt like such a terrible person. And he's like, yeah, they won't close at all. And I'm like, and they bought them for like a trip down to Chile. And I said, listen, like, we're going to get to the bottom of this. And that's what kind of triggered the whole, like, Esme, we got to figure this out. We ended up talking to the manufacturer and going back and forth and trying to figure out what to do. Cause at first they didn't want to do a new run. Like, they were like, if they thought it closed correctly. And so we sent videos and stuff and like proved our case. And thankfully they were cool enough. All right, like, we're really sorry. And they sent a new run. We dodged it. Yeah. A new run, completely free. Like, we got incredibly lucky, but rightfully so. Like, the box, cause the mass production was not matching the product sample we approved. So, if you're not going to match the product sample, like, why even give me the product sample? But anyway, that was one thing we went through that wasn't very fun. Christmas was almost ruined.
You're calling up the manufacturer and you're like, you're really starting to make me think of the fucking Grinch right now, dude. You're ruining Christmas for everyone.
Tell you what, man, like, you can ask Esme, like, she's when we need someone to do something, we'll usually put Esme on the phone. Like, she can make a grown man cry. I'm like,
oh dude,
I get so nice. Like, I feel so bad making someone feel, even if I'm right, even if I'm like, I know I'm justified, I'll be like, man, could you guys like, like, yeah, they kind of sort of close, but man, like, it'd be nice if you could send some new ones. You know what I mean? Like, I just that's like my personality. Like, I don't get angry very easily. But like, that's Esme does. She was able to help. He was able to help me, like, coach me into like how I need to like be okay. You're a founder and owner of this company. Like, you need to kind of like, grow stiff spine for this. So she helped me out for that.
Dude, I got to do the same thing with my girlfriend, where it's like I can go like, if something's wrong, I'm like, like, It does, yeah. I'm the same way where it's like, it doesn't really swim right, or like it doesn't really swim right, but it's okay. And my girlfriend, it's like, nope, you got to get a new one. She's like, put me on the phone. And my girlfriend, somehow, she'll be like, if I need like 3 things back, she's like, give us 4, give us 6. She'll
Dude,
somehow make it work, but it's like,
she and Esme would be 2 peas in a pod. Like, that's exactly how.
dude, probably, dude.
I
It's
mean,
like, so she works in what's it called, logistics, and she deals with like truck drivers
oh
all day.
man, yeah, dude.
So it's like she's got to
She's
be like
paddle
that.
hardened. Yeah, she's seen some
Yeah,
stuff. I had a buddy of
yeah.
mine who
So it's
works on
like,
the
oh,
little road. I bet she knows how that system works. So you're
oh
consider
yeah.
yourself a lucky man.
Yeah, if I need somebody to like be an asshole, I give the phone to my girlfriend. She's like, all right,
Mhm.
it's
Same,
handled.
same. Yeah, I don't know why I avoid conflict, but it's a personality trait I got to work on.
Yeah, that's me too. Dude, I've been like that since I was a kid too. Like my girlfriend says I live in a land of rainbows and unicorns 98% of the time. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you catch me on that 2%, it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a yin and a yang. You know, you gotta have a practical
Yep,
person. You gotta have a dreamer. Gotta have someone reaching for the stars.
exactly. 100%.
Anyway,
Dude,
yeah, man.
you want to know another store, dude? We were for the 4th, went down to Boca. Dude,
Yeah.
another store that caught on fire. Old Florida Fly Shop down in Boca Raton.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was a
Oh,
fire there. I went I
man.
went to go and get some like EP fiber down there. And yeah, they were closed cuz there was a fire at the shop.
I didn't know
And I was
that.
like,
Oh man. Jeez, Louise. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
well-known one too. Hope they're okay.
Yeah, very well known. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
dude, what events are you guys going to this year? I'm honestly in the process of getting my schedule kind of nailed down as well.
Mhm. So we're the next we got some things coming up the next week. So we're keeping it super local for the majority of the time. We're gonna go to the Lady Fly Club casting clinic next week over at
Oh yeah.
Treehouse. So we'll be there. We'll have a booth set up there. Super excited. I think Lady Fly Club is doing some really cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Sage is super
They're
cool.
Yeah, Sage is pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. We're gonna go to the fly fishing film tour at the Charleston Music Hall.
Yep.
I think it's the 31st of July, something like that. So we'll do that. Pretty excited about that one. And then from there, like, it's definitely do the Charleston Fly tourney in
Yeah.
October. And we're also going to be sponsoring a couple of events. I don't know if we'll be at them, maybe not, but the Belly Crawler Bash, as well as the Redfish
Yeah.
Royale. So those are 2 tournaments we're going to be involved in. We have a lot of fun at the local stuff, especially the tournaments. And I think the
Yeah.
formal event, like a trade show, is going to be the fly fishing show in Athens. I
Yeah.
wish
100%.
we may, like, depending on where we're at as a business. We may start looking at like Edison, New Jersey, or maybe even Denver for those events. But like, it's everything that we're doing, all the dollars we're earning from revenue, we're going right back into the company. There's
Yeah.
we're not spending money on marketing or anything like that. It's gonna be product development. And I think after we release the 3GO box, we're probably gonna pause product development for about a year and just really focus hard on growing the company. Yeah, like getting doubling down on our retail partners and doing some work with some e-commerce, going to more events, because now we have like a full line that kind of solves for a wide range of fly fishers. And it's going to be it's for about a year. It's going to be growth and also just getting feedback about what direction does our customer base want us to go in next. So I've got some ideas, but
Yeah.
my ideas mean nothing without that data backed up by the people who, use our stuff.
Dude, that's kind of like I get carried away with like I get these ideas in my head, and I was like, damn, this would be fucking awesome if I could pull it off. And then it's like, I literally like just it goes to the wayside because I'm like, I'm like a hamster on a wheel. When the wheel starts spinning too fast and my legs can run, I just like spin out. But like, dude, so I like what you're saying about doing local stuff. Dude, it is so hard these days to like really travel to some of these things. And it's like
It is.
some of the bigger companies, it's like 1 week they're in Denver, 1 week they're in Chicago, Florida. I'm like, dude, like when you're a smaller company, it's like that gas bill has to be insane. But it's like you think about it, it's like, oh well, they're writing it off or they're expensing it through work.
I mean,
And
like,
I'm like,
taxes are, like when I hear like, oh, you can write it off, like it's like, okay, cool, but like it's hurting me now financially. Like it's like I need that
yeah,
money now. I don't have that mindset where
yeah,
it's like, oh, I'm gonna spend all this money on gas and lodging and things like that, but I'll be able to somehow, some way see it in maybe a return on my taxes. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm
yeah, in
not patient
February.
to play the long game. I'm just kind of like, yeah, when that, if I'm going to be spending money and it's leaving my pocket, like it's going to go to something that I can see like an immediate impact on, or I can measure the ROI on
Right.
it. Like, like with iCast, for example, like I went to iCast last year, so I had a pretty good idea of what it was going to be like this year. And just made a calculated decision just not to go. That plus, like I know how much it costs to go down there. Not
Yeah,
cheap, not cheap.
not at all. Dude, and it's like it like don't get me wrong, it'd be cool to go down there. It kind of like people might hate on this, dude, but like it's kind of like an influencer fest now. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the amount of kids you see running around with like a backpack on with like a DSLR in people's face. You're like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, man.
But it's
I'll
like
tell you
no
that
offense to people that are like that.
it's to each their own. If
Yeah,
I've been
100%.
pretty amazed by those who can actually make a living or somewhat of a living from doing it.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty
dude.
cool in my opinion. That said,
Oh yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
think there's, definitely like a certain way you should go about it. I couldn't pull it off. I
Oh
wouldn't know
yeah,
the first. I don't have the confidence, to be honest with you, to be like an influencer.
I
Like,
don't
oh,
either.
if people care about what I think or say about something. But like, you know, there's a fine line that I guess they need to kind of balance out, because there's some influencers I'm like, I really do
Yeah,
enjoy, because there's kind of like they're just, it's just right. It's like Goldilocks, where like they're not overly selling anything
exactly.
to their personality or their product, or like, hey, check out my promo code for 25% off of so and so, and they're not. It's just kind of like they're just kind of like kind of cool, like I don't know, I can't
Yeah,
explain it. It's just, I guess it's like an innate
dude,
trait or gift that someone may have to like be able to be an influencer but also be approachable and authentic and enjoyable to
100%.
watch.
Dude, I think like it's one of those things. Yeah, there's definitely levels to it. I feel like there's like a borderline, an intermediate, and then there's like a completely over the top where it's like it's nuts. And it's like I have no problem with anyone that does that. I wish I could to put a couple extra dollars in my pocket, because I'm basically just like I do this on the side and I work at a golf course during the day, which if anyone knows anything about greenskeeping, it doesn't pay shit, but I get to play free golf, which is nice. but
And you're living the
but
good life, man.
yeah, dude, but it's like if you're
Ride it.
if it's something where it's like you're sitting there and it's like you're overly selling it, it's kind of nuts. Like,
Yeah, it's
in
interesting.
very, very, where it's like there's levels to it where it's like if you're like sitting there, every product's the best product ever made, and it's like kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of crazy. But like, this is the greatest product ever made. And it's like, dude, you've said that about 28, 30 different products. It could be
Yeah.
the greatest product ever made, but it's like everything you put your hands on is the greatest product ever made. Like,
Yeah, it gets diluted. But yeah, man,
It
like
is.
it's crazy. So yeah, I think you going back to ICAST, like yeah, I noticed that a lot last year. None of them
Yeah.
came to talk to me, so I guess I was okay. Um, but it was cool. It was cool to see some pretty famous people there. Like,
Yeah.
Flip Pallet was there. He
That's
was
pretty
only there. I
cool.
think he passed away like a couple months later or something like that. So like, it was really
Yeah.
cool to see him in person. I never seen him in person or met him, so it's really cool to see him. There's a few other, um, famous kind of fly fishing people in the space that were there.
Yeah.
I got in the industry. I got to meet the CEO of Duck Camp. That was really cool.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy. I got to meet some high up people in Yeti. So like from like an executive founder entrepreneurial networking perspective, it was really cool to be able to get seen
Yeah.
by these bigger companies who, you're not it's maybe not be a business relationship, but it's more of a mentorship or like kind of a advice
Yeah.
guidance thing. And that really helps out. And there's a network, like informal, of like these people who have founded companies in fly fishing or the outdoor space. And and I know a couple of, I don't know all of them, but I know a couple of them well enough where we can, I can jump on the phone and have a chat. Like, I think Curtis Tobias over at Tuna is one of them. He's
Yeah.
incredible guy, very grounded, doing something really cool with Tuna. And then there's a gentleman named Steven. He was the founder of Sword, SORD, fishing fillet knives. They've been
Oh
growing really
yeah.
quick. He's got a really cool fillet knife that has this like just this CNC machined, what is it called? It's this material. I'll know it. It's like a composite material. But anyway, it looks awesome. It's been fun to watch his company grow. So we're all kind of like in this similar phase of our companies. Oh, they're definitely ahead of me. But to be close enough to be able to like kind of riff off each other and kind of ask what's working, what's not working. What do you do to kind of stay focused and driven and not kind of like, give up on it when things aren't going your way? People like you, Ryan, people who are doing your own thing and still have like you still have a main job you're doing, but this is your side hustle and you're looking to probably grow it. I'm
Yeah.
sure you've got nuggets of advice that you could give me on the things you've learned. Everyone kind of has their own journey, and I think that's where ICAST can be valuable, is like growing your professional network.
Yeah.
If that's the primary goal.
Dude, I talked to Sean last week with after work, and
Mm,
he was like, dude, he's like, I got to meet JT Van Zandt, and then JT Van Zandt introduced me to Jimmy Buffett's daughter that runs all of his social
yeah,
media.
it's
I was
crazy.
like, what?
Perfect example. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean's another guy. Yeah, Sean's another guy
Dude,
at the
he's the
Work Fit
man.
Club. He's the man. He's awesome. A lot of
Yeah.
fun when I'm with. Can learn a lot from him. I think him and his wife are doing something really cool there. Yeah, there's just
Oh yeah.
so many cool things happening, and you just to be able to keep in tabs with all of it and like kind of have a connection to it in some way, shape, or form. Be it like being the fly fishing industry, and
Yeah.
it's pretty darn cool, man. It's pretty cool.
It really is. And it's kind of cool to see like all the events that are starting to come up too. Like Soulfly, for example. Like that's just a
Yeah.
cool event too, where it's like they got one going on in Boston, I think, here pretty soon.
But Alec Griswold,
It's
is that his?
it's
Yeah,
like
call Alec.
yeah, Grizz and Kyle.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like that was a cool event. Like if something like that could happen, and also like the cast and drafts guy, I know they do it like every other month. It's like
hmm
if there could be more of those like locally to the southeast, and we wouldn't all have to go to like straight up Denver to do
hmm
it, it'd be awesome because it's like they are perfect networking events. Like Seawee's another big one.
Oh,
Um,
Seaweed. The cast and drafts
but
event last year at this during Seaweed was incredible. Like they did a great
oh, it
job
was
there.
awesome,
That was awesome.
dude. It was awesome. Dude, yeah, they did great with that one. I'll be doing that one again this year if they have it. Um,
I hope they do.
The only downside of it last year is my dog was chasing around golf carts the entire dang time because he feels like here our maintenance guys all ride around on golf carts and they all let my dog up in the golf carts and we're
Oh
sitting there at
no,
one
so
point in a golf
restrained.
cart golf carts golf cart stops in front of our booth and our dog jolts out of my girlfriend's hands as the leash goes just completely out of her hands. He jumps up in a golf cart.
Oh, that's.
And
I hope they
sit
found it
next to the
endearing.
person.
I hope they thought that was funny.
They did. They liked it.
That's
but
pretty cool, actually.
he'll be back this year. But
Yeah, man,
dude, yeah, that event was awesome. Cast and drafts was sick. Like it was awesome. And it's like it was fun to where it's like if you went out to the bar like after the event, it felt like a whole other Shiwi event.
nice. You know who's
Yeah,
another
dude.
guy who's when you talk about like if there are more major events in the Southeast, one dude who is really I think trying to do that and make a splash and kind of make these kind of have like a fly fishing show-esque type of experience is Jared DeVincent over on the Fly Outfitters in Brunswick. Man, he's got his eye on the prize there. Like, I think he's doing something really cool with the Golden Isles Fly Fishing Festival. And it was year 2 this year, and I went down and had a booth, and it was multi X times bigger than the first one. Like, it was absolutely incredible. It was a great space, lots of people there, lots of great brands. And so I can see that becoming a bigger event, maybe like a multi-day event of some kind. But yeah, he's a great dude. He's also they're on the fly is also hosting the Redfish Royale and the belly crawler.
Yeah, the belly crawler event.
Yeah,
the belly crawler bash, I think it's called.
Belly crawler bash. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, dude. Javi's doing something pretty good too. Like we were on that. We were on Hunter's podcast. Javi's doing something cool, dude. Like I didn't get down to any of them last year just because like I had something come up, like it snowed or something in Charlotte, the first one, and then the second one I had something come up too, like, but those two could literally do like a whole round of them, I think, around the Southeast, and it would be awesome.
I think they could, and that's a great call out for Hobby at March Sessions. Their March Fest down in Jackson. No, was it in Jacksonville? Yeah, it was like outside. It was like kind of Jacksonville Beach area. I went to that. Yeah. That was great. That can definitely get bigger. So yeah, Hobby over at March is going to be really cool. But yeah, man, you've got, and they have something with and I know they want to do more than one a year, but yeah, they have a recipe that's working. And I think that can be the catalyst for what you're looking for, Ryan. Is like, because it doesn't have to be South Carolina, Florida, like 100% saltwater. You know, like you could do stuff, you know, in Georgia and North Carolina, and kind of meet in the middle. You know, so more trouty folks can come and hang out with the saltwater folks, and kind of like have the sharks and the jets kind of like coming together and battling over turf.
Dude, yeah, that's one of those things. I feel like Charlotte, for that fly fishing show, dude, Charlotte would be such a good like spot for one of those, just because you could get the best of both worlds here. And it's like, if I had all my ducks in a row and I could figure out a way to have one, like a small one, even at like a brewery, I'd try, and I honestly might. But it's like I was saying earlier, it's like that's one of my ideas that'll go into my head, and I'll get like a great idea. But it's like,
if you do it,
that's something I just have to like write down.
I'll be there. I will be there.
Hey,
like Charlotte, 3.5 hour drive.
Two's a crowd, you know, maybe 3 would be a party. We could dude, that could definitely be something. It's just you and I staring at each other in a brewery.
It's my booth to the left and your booth to the right, and we're facing each other, and we kind of like have on a nice little like just that the little, and like the 20 by 20 space is and we call it like some sort of cool name festival.
Yeah.
Two dudes with their tables.
You want to go beer for beer? We end up
Yeah, man. But
absolutely
no, but
tore up
seriously
by
though,
the end of the day.
I think you could pull it off, and also think Charlotte would be a great location for something bigger. You know, it's a
Yeah,
regional hub,
I
airport's
might end
there.
up I might end up having to try and make a run at that. But so that's about all I got for you today. Other than the last question we always have, we upped it since last time you were on.
Fail
Um,
miserably here.
the six, the six, uh, the 6 songs for the Trout Tunes playlist.
All right, man. This is gonna be
I can
so
go
random.
first, or you can go first.
Please go
Oh,
first.
dude,
Please.
hey, that's all good. All right, I'll go first. Um, my first one, "Wear It Out" by Future Birds.
Okay. Athens band.
Athens, Athens, Georgia staple of Future Birds. Bob O'Reilly, The Grateful Dead, live at the Oakland Coliseum. Hey, buddy,
Okay.
a dog just jumped up on me. Big Iron by Bob Weir,
Cool. I like it.
and then I just saw Santana a couple weeks
Ooh,
ago. Santana
that's
and the
cool.
Doobie Brothers. I put
Really?
Evil
Oh
Ways by
man,
Santana.
my dad would have been
Yeah.
all over that.
Dude, Santana, oh my gosh, dude. I've seen a lot of good guitarists live. Santana straight up had my jaw on the floor during that concert.
Pretty good.
Dude, like, as old as he is, to be shredding a guitar like that was unreal, dude. And and then my fifth one is American Cars, Noah Khan. It's been one I've been bumping recently.
Okay. It's
And then
pretty
my
respectable
sixth
list. Pretty respectable list.
my sixth is Life in a Song, Marshall Tucker Band.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. Great choices. All right. You ready for the most random? I'm writing them down. This is so random. All right.
I'm ready.
So the first one is it's one of 311's because I like all kinds of music, but like I do tend to lean towards like either old country or like heavy rock. um
Okay.
but like but 311's I've always liked 311 my entire life. And they have their very first album had this song called I think it's called Fuck the Bullshit. Like and
Okay.
it's like the very end of the album called I think the album's called Music. Like it's simply called Music, but it's like the very first one of their very first albums, and it's called Fuck the Bullshit, and it'll get you jacked up. It is such a great song.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to the '90s for the next one. If you remember the band Live, the All Over You, All Over Me song. I don't know if you even know that. I
Okay.
may be aging myself right now.
I think I might know that one. All Over You,
Okay.
All Over Me.
If you Google it, you'll hear like it's like it's. I'm not gonna even try to sing it for you because we're recording, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that. Third song,
Oh.
This Cowboy's Hat, Chris Ledoux.
This
Great
Cowboy's
song.
Hat. I love Chris Ledoux.
Chris Ledoux is really good. The fourth one,
Oh shit.
Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, classic.
Great one. Let's
Um,
see. Trying to get caught up. Got it.
okay.
All right. The Gambler. Let's see. The Gambler. I love Kenny Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I got two more.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna do another 311 song. It's called Friday Afternoon. It is the most is if you're just looking to just like your work's over, it's the beginning of the weekend, and you just need a super chill song to kind of pivot you into the right mindset. That's the song. So that's number
Okay.
5. And The sixth one you're gonna have to Google, but this one was like a one-hit wonder back in like the early 2000s, and it's called Rendezvous. Um,
Okay.
and I forget the band's name, but like it's that one where it's like it's how's it go? Anyway, I'm not gonna try to get it. It's called Rendezvous. Anyone listening, look up Rendezvous. You'll find out the name of the band, and you'll probably recognize.
Let's
It.
see. I'm about to look it up.
It was like one of the summer
shoot.
hits, like back in the like early 2000s.
Let's
Hold on.
see.
I know. Hold on. I'm gonna while we're talking.
Craig David?
No.
Let's see. 90s. Eve 6?
Hold on. Eve 6. That's it. Eve 6 Rendezvous.
Yep.
That one at the top of the list.
Sweet. Let's see. Eve 6. I'm just going to put it on here.
It's called Inside Out. That's the song.
Okay.
Eve 6 Inside Out.
Eve 6. There it is. Yeah, it was the first one that popped up. And dude, yeah, that's a big Bruins song for some reason. The Boston Bruins play it all the time in the stadium.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
But
I hope that's a good pick.
Yeah. Yeah, very good pick. But dude, that's all I got for you today. You have any last thanks or plugs you want to give?
Oh man, I appreciate a good plug. Yeah, if anyone out there is looking to try out something different in the fly store space, or is looking to replace a fly box or a fly patch, check us out. Website's called Atollas, www.atollas.co. That's ATOLLAS.co. So yeah, we'd love to have you make a visit, and love to support all of your fly storage needs.
Heck yeah. Dude, thank you so much again for coming on. It's always a blast. I'm gonna click stop here, and we might have to let some tracks upload.
You got it, man. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Ryan.
What's up, guys? That was Shea with Atollas. Always a super cool dude. Always an awesome dude to have a conversation with. If you guys need any fly boxes, that's the guy to go to. Atollas. I will put the website in the show notes. He just came out with some new stuff. But that's all we got for today. Always remember, check the show notes to get free shipping on Cordina Eyewear sunglasses. Also check the show notes to get a month of Trout Routes Pro for free. Other than that, you guys have a great weekend. Drink responsibly, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Like I said, we're getting this train back on the tracks. Peace.